Yo, 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 and away we go with another electrifying edition of the MMA show. I'm Mauro Ranallo. On Tuesday, the Ultimate Fighting Championship held a press conference at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto to promote this Saturday's UFC 124 event at the Bell Centre in Montreal. However, UFC President Dana White also dropped a bombshell.
Right now, I told you guys that this weekend is going to be the biggest gate, the most attended fight in UFC history. And that record will be broken at UFC 131, Saturday, April 30th, 2011, at Toronto's Rogers Centre.
Congratulations, first of all, on making the big announcement that the UFC is coming to Toronto on April 30th, UFC 131. Talk about the decision to come in April, and how excited are you about coming to Canada's biggest market?
Yeah, well, you know, we lay out our year and we decide where we're going to go, and April seemed like the time to come here. And as far as coming here, you know, this has been a goal of mine for a long time. The market up here in Canada is incredible, and no place bigger than Toronto.
What about UFC 124 coming up Saturday night in Montreal, your fifth visit to the country, and you're set to break all kinds of records. Talk about the records that you're going to break in Montreal Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll break the attendance record, which will be 23,000 plus, and that's the attendance record for North America, and we'll break the gate worldwide, the largest gate ever in mixed martial arts history, which will be north of $5 million.
I know that Montreal is the Las Vegas of the North for the UFC. I know it's a combination of the UFC brand's popularity, the build-up on Tough 12, and GSP's popularity. What do you think is the most important reason that you're breaking these records this weekend?
I think this is a big fight. You know, and I've said it many times, and I'm going to say it many times more. Georges St-Pierre is the most famous athlete to ever come out of Canada, and you know.
Do you really mean that?
Come on. I mean, I don't know how delusional you guys can seriously be about this. Gretzky's awesome, and I've never said, I never brought up Gretzky. You guys brought up Gretzky. But the reality is, Georges St-Pierre is a guy we're in 500 million homes worldwide on television. This guy goes to the Philippines and can't leave his hotel room. He can go to England, Germany, France. I mean, anywhere in the world this guy goes, you know, people know him and people love him. I find it hard to believe that there's ever been an athlete that's come out of Canada that has such worldwide appeal.
What about the co-feature, an interesting fight between Thiago Alves and, of course, John Doomsday Howard, both coming off losses, and you were a little upset with Alves missing weight at 170, wanting him to move up to middleweight. Did you change your mind, or is this his last chance?
Yeah, let's see how this thing goes. And obviously, if he doesn't make weight for this fight, this guy's never fighting at that weight again.
What about the fight itself? Obviously, looking forward to what could be a knockout of the night between these two strikers.
It's a fun fight. This is a good card. You know, I'm excited about this whole card. I'm excited about the co-main event too, with two big heavyweights, two exciting heavyweights, and you know, obviously the main event is going to be. I'm really intrigued by this main event and what different fighters both of these guys are since the last time they fought.
What about the lightweight matchup between Charles Oliveira, has been a revelation, winning back-to-back Submission of the Night awards, undefeated at 14-0, and of course Jim Miller, another BJJ black belt. He's won 5 in a row. A win against a guy like Oliveira Saturday night. How close is he to a title shot?
Yeah, it's a huge win for him. This is a big fight for Miller, and you know, Oliveira obviously has proved this guy's the real deal. So yeah, again, another great fight.
What about the lightweight matchup between former tough champions and Joe Daddy Stevenson, Mac Danzig, with the addition of the WEC lightweights? The loser leaves the UFC kind of month.
Yeah, I hate to say that because I base who stays and who goes off the fights. You know what I mean? Joe Daddy Stevenson's a guy who comes in and gives it everything he's got every time. His fight with George Sotiropoulos was incredible. An absolute ground war. One of the best ground wars I've seen in UFC history. And the same thing goes for Mac Danzig. Mac Danzig is a guy who comes in and goes for broke.
What about the Twin Towers, the heavyweights, Stefan Struve and Sean McCorkle? McCorkle is definitely a trash-talking savant. Talk about the matchup. I mean, obviously an impressive visual, 1-6-11, 1-6-7, both submission artists as well.
Right. I love this fight. I'm actually excited for this heavyweight fight. And the thing about our heavyweight division right now is it's so exciting. It's better than it's ever been. So for a guy like this, you know, either heavyweight, McCorkle undefeated, 10-0, and Struve, this guy is the king of excitement, man. This guy will come out in the first round and is losing the fight and always turns it around. He's the comeback king. I'm pumped about this heavyweight matchup.
What do you like most about Tough 12 champion Jonathan Brookins?
The kid is unbelievable. I'd have to say, obviously, Brookins looked incredible through the whole season. He went in there, was nasty. I have to say I was never more impressed with him than I was in the finale. He came out and took an absolute beating. It was such a one-sided fight in the first round, and to get beat that bad in the first round and mentally come back in the second and third to do what he did, he proved himself that night.
What about the judging of the Namfan Leonard Garcia fight? I understand that you actually gave Namfan the winner's bonus.
Yeah. Again, the judging is so horrendous. It's bad. I don't even know what to say. It's beyond. One of the things that I'm actually happy about. It's unfortunate that happened to Nam, but I think what it did is I think it woke a few people up down in Las Vegas, and I think we're going to see some changes hopefully very soon.
Well, let's hope so. And last question, Dana. Chael Sonnen had his suspension by the California State Athletic Commission cut in half. Again, we saw the hearing, and it goes back to being, the commission's being accountable. What are your thoughts on Chael Sonnen's suspension, and when do we expect to see him back in the octagon?
Yeah, it's tough. Obviously, I'm the last thing I'm going to do is come out and start, slamming athletic commissions and talking about. But I honestly believe that mixed martial arts hasn't been respected the way it should be. It's definitely not being treated the way boxing was back in the back in the day. So hopefully, all I can do is hope that things are going to turn around and they're going to start, treating us the way that boxing's been treated for the last 50 years.